share the screen for a minute. Okay. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nanda gopa kumaraya govindaya namo namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 12, and text number 14. Hiranyam gam mahin graman asti aswan nripatir varan pradat swanam cha viprebhya prajatirte satirthavit. Hiranyam gam mahim graman hasti aswan rapatir varan pradat swanam cha viprebhya prajatirte chatirthavit. Synonyms: Hiranyam, gold; Gam, cows; Mahim, land; Graman, villages; Hasti, elephants; Aswan, horses; Nripatihi, the king; Varan, rewards; Pradat, gave in charity; Su Annam, good food grains; Cha, and Viprebhya, unto the Brahmanas; Prajatirthe, on the occasion of giving in charity on the birthday of a son; Saha, he; Tirthavit, one who knows how, when and where charity is to be given. Translation: Upon the birth of a son, the king, who knew how, where and when charity should be given, gave gold, land, villages, elephants, horses, and good food grains to the Brahmanas. Purport: Only the Brahmanas and Sannyasis are authorized to accept charity from the householders. In all the different occasions of samskaras, especially during the time of birth, marriage, and death, wealth is distributed to the Brahmanas because the Brahmanas give the highest quality of service in regard to the prime necessity of a humankind. The charity was substantial in the shape of gold, land, villages, horses, elephants, and food grains, with other materials for cooking complete foodstuff. The Brahmanas were not, therefore, poor in the actual sense of the term. On the contrary, because they possessed gold, land, villages, horses, elephants, and sufficient food grains, they had nothing to earn for themselves. They would simply devote themselves to the well-being of the entire society. The word Tirthavit is significant because the king knew well where and when charity has to be given. The charity is never unproductive or blind. In the Shastras, charity was offered to the persons who deserve to accept charity by dint of spiritual enlightenment. The so-called Daridra Narayana, a misconception of Supreme Lord by unauthorized persons, is never to be found in the Shastras as the object of charity. Nor can a wretched poor man receive much munificent charity in the way of horses, elephants, land, and villages. The conclusion is that the intelligent men are Brahmanas, specifically engaged in the service of the Lord, were properly maintained without anxiety for the needs of the body. And the king and the other householders gladly looked after all their comforts. It is enjoined in the Shastras that as long as a child is joined with the mother by the navel pipe, the child is considered to be one body with the mother. But as soon as the pipe is cut and the child is separated from the mother, the purificatory process of Jata Karma is performed. The administrative demigods and past forefathers of the family come to see a newly born child, and such an occasion is specifically accepted as the proper time for distributing wealth to the right persons productively for the spiritual advancement of the society. So, Om Ajnanatammirandasya Grananjanashlakaya Chakshur Unmlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunivadi Paschatya Deshatarane Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Grim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna. Welcome all to the Sunday Bhagavatam class. It is today. And thank you for giving this opportunity for my purification. Sincerely praying everyone to bestow some, bless me in that way. I can speak something for my purification on for pleasing the devotees and Krishna. I see not many people today because of Sunday. I think so. That is good. That way, I can also shorten the class because I don't know anything much anyway. So, Prabhupada, in this purport, describing what is the charity means and who is eligible to accept the charity and why do we need to give charity. These three things. Why should we give charity and who has to accept it and what is the way of giving charity. And this all boils down to why do we need to do all this? Because of spiritual advancement. That's the end of the purport. Prabhupada says this is for such an occasion is specifically accepted as a proper time for distributing wealth to the right persons productively for the spiritual advancement of the society. So I was thinking, what is the spiritual advancement of the society? How that connects to all this charity? So the context, as we know, Parikshit was born, and past 2 days it was very nice explained on the way. When somebody takes birth, the first thing they do is they'll call the Brahmin. to see the astrological chart of what the child was in his previous birth and what is his future. In such a way, how can we advance in this livelihood and going forward? So astrologically, 2 days ago, we heard that who is eligible again, even is there a proper astrologer? Nowadays, it's tough, but that Vedic times it was there. And as we know, even Prabhupada was also, shown the horoscope of Prabhupada also was shown, and we know that this person is going to build 108 temples. And then they have that samskara of this person, this child, when it, as we have seen, right? So there are various samskaras is been done for the child for his upliftment and spiritual advancement of the child. And also it's an advancement for the society also. So how does that connect to all this verse is a question. So I'll try summarizing a few things as we know that who is the authorized persons who can accept charity. Prabhupada very clearly says, in all the different occasions of samskaras, during the birth, during marriage, and during death, the wealth is distributed to the Brahmanas. So why do we need to give charity, first of all, to Brahmanas and Sannyasis? Because the Brahmanas they are giving the highest quality of service to the humanity. First of all, who are Brahmanas? Brahmanas, there are so many Brahmanas. Brahmanas in Sattva Guna, Brahmanas in Rajoguna, and Brahmanas in Tamoguna. But Prabhupada here referring to the Brahmanas who are in Sattva and not just Sattva, Vishuddha Sattva. Why? Because the Brahmanas means they are the worshipper of Krishna, Radha and Krishna, Lakshmi Narayan, Vishnu, something like that. Not others. There are so many Brahmanas, so-called Brahmanas. Nowadays, we have seen that. But this is the Vedic culture, this is the perfect culture, and this is the Krishna culture. How Prabhupada's framing the whole purport. In the Vedic times, when we follow Varnashrama Dharma, how one person is giving and another person is taking it. Yes? So it's basically give and take policy. What happens is when there is a Brahmana, what is his duty? He worships Krishna, Radha Krishna, and his main thing is he is very enlightened, is intelligent, the class of man are like Brahmanas, because they're always involved in study of scriptures, Vedic scriptures, which is again referred to Srimad Bhagavatam, the worship of Krishna, like that. And what is the duty of the Brahmanas? They're normally poor, in the Vedic times we have seen that they're normally poor, but then who can maintain them? So now, if you look at Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. So Brahmanas are to be maintained because they're giving a good knowledge to the spiritual knowledge to people for their enlightenment. And in that way, they have to be maintained also. So the kings, Kshatriyas, they maintain them by giving charity. That is a Vedic culture. What do they, if you look at it, so they are giving, what are Brahmanas giving us? Brahmanas are taking it. What are they taking? The wealth, what king gives, and they are also giving it in the form of knowledge and connecting every soul to Krishna. Sannyasis are the same. Now the sannyasis are the persons in the Vedic times, they, if I understand correctly, that most of them were in the old age. After taking vanaprastha, suppose if he is a grahastha, he will take vanaprastha, and if he's a brahmana, then he will, brahmachari brahmana, then there is a chance that he can take sannyas. And the duty of sannyas is to travel. Brahmanas, at least they will be in one place, but sannyasas, the people who are sannyasis, they travel from one place to other place to preach. This we know from Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures as well, that in our ISKCON also we know what sannyasis, spiritual masters do. They don't stay even in one place. Prabhupada said that it's like a curse to Narada Muni when he was cursed by, he cannot stay for 3 days. Who Daksha Prajapati, I think he is the one who cursed them. Like that, sannyasis, we are in the disciplic succession of Narada all the way, and we are taking that. That's what he says, right? Prabhupada says that. And we cannot stay in one place for more than 3 days or something like that. So they travel from one place to another place to propagate the spiritual knowledge, enlighten them. And because everybody is attached to their own way of thinking, sense gratification, etc., and unless somebody is being given the right knowledge, they may not know what is their life goals are. And practically we have seen when Maharaj comes, visits many houses in the evenings, mornings, programs, and people who would have taken, by distribution, book distribution, etc., we introduced to them, the people, new people to the Krishna consciousness, and they are getting an opportunity to serve the spiritual masters like sannyasis, like Maharaj, that they are really purified and blessed. Sannyasis, they're also, we know that whenever they're always carrying Krishna in their heart, and their main purpose is to give spiritual knowledge and propagate Krishna consciousness. In that way, they're elevating each and every soul. And it's actually, when we hear from them, the dormant love for Krishna it's there. Everybody has the dormant love for Krishna, but it is covered. Now, when the sannyasis come and give their knowledge and purify, because he is he is very pure, what they do, they actually go and purify places. I remember a few days ago hearing about Ganges was completely, Mother Ganges was really upset. All the people are coming and they're coming taking bath in Ganges, and there so much of burden of sins is been there, because everybody takes Ganga Snana, then they will take the sins away. That's the belief. And that way, what happens, people will go and give so much burden to Ganges, so much sins is washed away. For them, it is washed away, but it's Ganga Mata is taking so much sins. But sannyasis, very pure devotees, they go and take shower and take bath in that Ganges, even they purify Ganges. So that's such potent, such powerful, because they're always carrying Krishna in their hearts. Similarly, when the sannyasis come home, they even purify our houses, purify our brain, so-called intellectual brains, because we always think that we are the best, we know everything. And now they open up the heart, saying, they're showing us what we are, right? The right way of knowledge, because we have a mirror in the house, but there is no light in the room. So we need to open up the blinds when the sunlight comes in, or turn on the light, so that I can see myself in the mirror. What am I to see in the mirror? First of all, I need the light. And sannyasis, when they travel to one place to another place, they are giving this light of knowledge to tell us what we are really. Who am I? What is my connection to Krishna? Who is God? What am I? Who is God? And what is the connection? Sambandha, he is actually developing this Sambandha Gnana for us. In that way, we can advance in spirituality. So that is the duty of sannyasi. So what happens now? And they're actually dependent, because they're not really looking for the any material enjoyment or material advancement, but they're looking only for spiritual advancement. So when the grahasthas give in charity to Brahmanas and sannyasis, grahasthas are getting purified. So now you see the give and take policy, right? When Vaishyas, we say, suppose I'm a Vaishya, I am earning a lot of money. In hook or crook, we are earning so many things, but there are a lot of karma added in that earnings. How do I purify that karma? That means the earnings also has to be purified. We work for a company. We don't know, many people work for a company who are, which is connected to maybe alcoholic or meat eating, so many industries nowadays, correct? We don't know what the corporate world does, and we are getting money from them. And if that is the case, how do I purify my earnings also? The best way of purification is to give in charity to Brahmanas who are dedicated their lives for Krishna's service, and sannyasis who are dedicated their life for Krishna's service. In that way, we can purify ourselves and purify our earnings. And not just sannyasis or Brahmanas, we are actually also giving to ISKCON temples for construction, etc., so that even the money what we give will be for the construction of the temple, for advancement of the whole society. So spiritual advancement of the society. It's a give and take policy, but whatever comes in, whatever money we have, if we give them, even the temple construction, look at that. People come, wow, it's a gorgeous temple, and they come to the ISKCON, for example. If you go look at the TOVP construction going on right now, once that is done, it will be a Adbhuta Mandir. It is not just Mandir, Adbhuta Mandir. Why? Because The people who will visit the temple will be Adbhuta, wow, temple. And once they get there, they'll get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya. And then they will be eligible to get an access to worship Radha and Krishna. And this is what is gone. And by the mercy of Prabhupada, we are getting this. So that is why this Vaishyas, what they do, because they're generating money. The Vaishya is generating money somehow, and then he has to give it. So he's giving, he's taking, he's giving, he's taking. One is taking, one is giving. Shudras. Sudras also, they have their own skills. So what they do, based on their skills, they also give, and they take money from the society. And they also provide, based on their skills, they provide things to society. So it's a whole thing is give and take policy, and this is the Vedic culture. If this is the case, there won't be any poverty in the society. Brahmanas, in the purport says, Brahmanas are actually not poor. They are getting wealth, but what happens is they don't keep that wealth. They also distribute wealth to the needy. And that's why even when we have money, we'll keep, it's like an envy, right? Suppose envious is how much I need is important, how much want is important. Which one is important, need or want? We always think of want. So the greedy or envious person is like how much I can keep myself, and non-envious is how much I can give it to somebody. That's a kind of understanding. So why should I give? It's all mine, right? That's also there. And then it's called Krupana. And even in Bhagavad Gita, it's also said, if not just the money aspect, in spite of having knowledge of Krishna, if you are not distributing, then still you are Krupana. You are stingy. See how society is framed, Vedic culture is framed. That is called perfect society. Though this is coming from the Vedic for a long time, and now some of them are also practiced. How? The government today, they are collecting taxes. We are all in America, and we're all having our children, we are all having children too, and then children are going to the school, and the whole school system from the first grade 1 to all the way to grade 12, there is a free education. How are they providing this free education? Correct? The government is actually getting the taxes from the people, and they're taking the money and giving it to the needy. It's not kind of a needy, but now you see the government has provided the free education from grade 1 to grade 12. It's amazing. And now in America, we have seen the scientists, teachers. What do they do? Teachers, there are no scientists and teachers. They are doing their own duty, and government is giving that grants, funding so much money, billions of dollars, millions of dollars is being funded for their welfare. So similar practice, it's coming. It's also there a little bit here, but not perfectly. It'd be nice if that culture goes on, right? And then even if you go to Canada, now with the life insurance here is a big thing. The medical insurance. In Canada, there is also medical facilities also has been given free to everyone. Such a nice thing. But some people misutilize, some people utilize it properly. So, but the whole thing, as Varnashrama Dharma says, it's a give and take policy. In that way, what happens is there will be no anxiety. They can do their own duty properly, And Brahmanas and Sannyasis give very good knowledge to the people to enlighten the society. Such a nice thing. When I read that, yeah, I did not even think about all this. I may know a little bit, but the way Prabhupada explains is amazing and very touching. Yes, that's the culture. But today, everybody is a Sudra. After coming to, we are all here, and we are most of the time we do. That's why when Ramananda Rai comes and there is a discussion between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is important is in base Varnashrama Dharma, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally explains that that's all external. Everybody has to be connected to Krishna. Krishna consciousness is the most important thing. Bhakti Sukruti. So, yes, but that still the policies are there. If you take that dharma, that's a perfect society. We have to use that and then spread Krishna consciousness. Take Krishna consciousness for ourselves and spread Krishna consciousness, propagate Krishna consciousness. This is most important. The next line of, next paragraph. See, in the marriage, in the birth, in the death. So birth, Parikshit Maharaj was taken birth, right? So it has been, now the charity has been given. Even the marriages, we have seen, they give charity in the marriages to Brahmanas. Why? It's again a purificatory process. At least in husband-wife, the newly married couple, they can get purified in their process of marriage, wedding, and then in going forward life, they'll have a good life. That's a kind of understanding. Even at the death, somebody I've seen in India, I don't know much here, but yes, at the time of death, there is a first day, second day, all the days, 11 days. They do a lot of stuff. Brahmin will come, they'll feed them the fruit grains. Lot of rituals is being done for the purificatory process, so that the soul can that attachment to the soul can go away and he can go to the right place. But most of the time, majority of the times, in the shastras, basically the way the Vedic shastras and rituals, they are actually elevating to the higher planetary systems. Correct? So the soul has to go to the Pitraloka, Pindadana, etc., etc. So there are so many things, but there also they are being given the charity. But here, Prabhupada explains that they possessed gold, land, villages, horses, elephants, and sufficient grains. They had nothing to earn for themselves. They would simply devote themselves to the well-being of the entire society. So this is for upliftment of the entire society, that there is no anxiety for them. Next paragraph. Here, the charity is never unproductive or blind. In the Shastras, charity was offered to the persons who deserve to accept the charity by dint of spiritual engagement and enlightenment, the so-called Daridra Narayan. I heard this many years ago. In India, we call them, I don't want to say all this, but during the time of Gandhi, he brought this culture of, not culture, it's kind of a misconception, it seems. Harijan, because one class of men were completely abundant, nobody cares about that religion, caste, because there was a lot of caste system in India. And then Gandhi named them as a Harijan or a Daridra Narayans to give them a little bit preference, so that people can take care of them, give them money, etc., like that, right? But how can Narayan be Daridra? Narayan is Bhagavan. He is full in opulence, correct? So how can be Narayan in Daridra? So that's why it has been explained that this is a misconception. To just, I was, when I was in my childhood, have seen this, Harijan. I don't even know what does that mean, right? Hari means Krishna and Jan, but they are untouchables. That's what people think. There are a lot of things I have seen in my childhood. That too in small places like a taluk headquarters, everything, the villages, etc. We have seen that. They are not allowed inside, do this, do that. So that's why Gandhi, I think he preferred, yes, this is the way for the children, people to not respect them or something, but at least to take care of them. So this came as a Daridra Narayan. Instead of saying something, they can do this, right? But what will that people take horses and villages and lands and etc.? What will they do with that? If somebody gives that, right? They will misuse it. And look at this people, look at the current people also donate. Now we donate to a party. There are so many political parties, and we have seen here Republican parties, or when the election happened, how much money was funded for the party, millions of dollars. Even in India, we have seen the two parties are there. One party gets millions. Then the corporate companies, they give money to the. That's a charity. Corporate companies give. Very rich people give. They fund the government, or not even government. They fund the parties so that for their benefit, next time somebody comes to power, they can use that power, right? Because most of the majority of the times, even the current government is dependent on big shots. Whatever the big shots say, the corporate or the corporate world say, the government or the prime minister or the president, they follow. That's the we have seen in India and here, right? So that's not the right way of doing, and it's not a charity. We are thinking the right charity is not giving to the government, to the parties to do something different. So this is not Vedic culture, and that's not going to uplift anybody. That's only filling their pockets and for their more and more sense gratification. That's it. And then alcoholism. You see what happens to that money. People during the elections, the people give their TV and alcohol and this and that, and there is nothing. This is what Kali Yuga is. If we bring that Vedic culture in practice today, it will be fantastic. But is it possible? It's very difficult. That's why ISKCON, as an international society for Krishna consciousness, is bringing this culture back slowly. We are Prabhupada's mercy of Prabhupada. There are so many temples happening, and model villages are happening. But there was sometime there is a break. Now again, the eco village in Bombay, correct? They are giving us. I remember when I went to eco village, one person from America, some country, he visited eco village, it seems. So when I went there, I met the devotees and I asked them. I had a chance to go to eco village. Actually, it's a very nice, beautiful model village is maintained in Wada, the GBC college, etc. So many things there. So I heard when Radhanath Maharaj asked, what made you to come here? A visitor from a Western world, he said, He looked at a picture of a donkey in the website, which has been posted in the website of Eco Village, and he felt he's an animal lover, it seems. Okay. And when he saw the picture of that donkey, which is posted in the website, he felt that this is one of the happiest donkeys ever he has seen. So he visited that place, because when you see go to the Vico village, we feel that every entity there is very happy. Again, lot of cows are there inside. I can see that the moment you get in, enter me and my children, we went there, all the cows surrounded us. We were not able to come out, and there was and so many nice names, and the brahmacharis there were calling names to, hey, please, give them the space. Then how, that's the culture they're bringing. So ISKCON is amazing. That when I went there, I felt, wow, what a Vedic culture. They're bringing whatever the money, they're also getting money, right? See, how is the Eco Village built? It is the money which has been donated by the grahasthas and others, and they're using that money to show to the whole society for upliftment spiritually, how we can even use that money and grow things. If you look at, when I don't know how many people visited, even the sewage water is being used, this filtered and used to use there to grow plants and vegetation. And there are a lot of trees, papaya tree, papaya plant and tree. I can see so many flowers and so many fruits are being there. Very, very bushy, everything nicely. Even that, using that kind of water, we can filtration, etc. The process, everything is been shown. See, this is still, we can use it for the better purposes. How beautifully is done. So we are actually, ISKCON is bringing that Vedic culture back, because we are all forgetting. For now in India, what we have seen, we had a nice, suppose you have a house, in the backyard we have a lot of trees and land and etc. And the villagers, what they used to do, the villagers, morning to evening, they do this vegetation, agricultural work. And then end of the day, they used to have a Hari Katha in the olden days. That's why I know Hari Katha, but I did not know the meaning of what Hari Katha is, if I remember correctly. Today, what is there? There is a Hari Katha going on. They don't even know what Hari Katha means. Some Katha, some story going on. But slowly realized, oh my God, see, Hari Katha was there even in the villages to propagate Krishna. A Brahmin will come, a Sanya, person who is enlightened in Krishna consciousness, he comes and preaches. That was the culture in India, even in villages. Today, all the villages, they're using the modern technology, making money, and then somehow the highways are passing and the trees are cut, everything is been going away, and there is no matter of Harikatha. So we as a ISKCON world, and everyone has a responsibility to bring everyone to Krishna consciousness. That is what Kyarate Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. So we need to spread on what we learned, and how we can spread to others to enlighten them. It is not just taking the knowledge and keeping it for myself. What happens is, when the mango seed is given, what we do, we take a mango, we will throw the seed. But a person who is very intelligent, he can sow that seed in his backyard, and he grows that plant into a tree, the seed into a tree. And that again, that tree, mangoes from that tree is being distributed. Correct? So in such a way, that means, what's that mean? I am taking the knowledge, I am actually using that knowledge myself, and enjoying, wow, that fruit is very nice, very tasty. and then I need to distribute to others so that others also can feel the taste and relish that taste of fruit, and then they also feel happy. Correct? In such a way, this spiritual enjoyment, advancement is Brahmanas or Sannyasis, they were doing it in the olden age. And today also, ISKCON is doing it. We as a Brahmanas, we are as a Grahasthas, how we can help each other for a society like this, for an upliftment and purification. This is most important to learn. And you see in the last paragraph, it says, it is enjoined in the Shastra that as long as the child is joined with the mother in the navel pipe is one with the mother. It's one body. When that the pipe is cut, that means it's a different body. And now the Jata Karma is nothing but astrologically, they will see what was done, what was his previous life, what is the future life, etc. And then for the upliftment of child, also spiritually, they give donation, charity. In that way, they see here, the administrative demigods and past forefathers of the family come to see a newborn child on the occasion. So this is the proper time to distribute wealth to the right persons productively for the spiritual advancement of the society. It is not just purification for the child, but is also spiritual advancement. What way spiritual advancement? When the people come and assemble, they give this in charity. If you look at, I was thinking about the charity which is being given by Bali Maharaj. He was a Vaishnava, but of course he was a demon family. Vamanadev comes in as a dwarf Brahmin, because that time people were very, very, how can we say that? People respect and worship Brahmanas. And any Brahmana comes in, the Kshatriyas used to give donation. And you see now he took an advantage, Vaman took an advantage of this as a Brahmin, and he came so that he took that 3 steps of land, and you know what happens. But that's a different pastime. But he gave him a better life. So for anything for that matter, why am I doing this? This is for a betterment. We should think that we need to give charity. We need to take care of the people according to the follow the Vedic culture, etc. In that way, it's uplift for my purification and upliftment of the society. So this is what Vedic culture is. I think, based on my understanding, I feel I covered on this topic. There may be a lot to speak. I think I'll stop here, and I'll request devotees to say something. In that way, I'll also get purified. You'll also get purified, and because this is Krishna Katha, and this is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, Vyasadeva is none other than Lord Krishna in the literary incarnation. When Krishna is speaking, we say Srimad Bhagavatam, yes, but because Krishna himself wrote as Vyasadeva, and whatever he writes is Krishna Katha. Anything we read, anything we write, we understand from this Srimad Bhagavatam is purification for all of us. That's why this is the best book ever in our lives. So thank you so much for all your time. And I think I'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much for your patience. Please, somebody can speak something, so that I'll also get inspired and get some knowledge, enlightenment.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for covering it many angles. It's a very enlightening and very, very useful topic, I feel, both for us and also to teach our kids, the importance of it when we practice this principle of charity. and understanding that we are not really giving for the benefit of somebody else, but actually it's for us. That point was very striking for me. Just wanted to share this as you were mentioning about this political parties giving donation, right?
Yeah.
Just last week, something happened in our village. So there were local elections, one of the relative in the village. So he is maybe just about 60 or something. He is like super healthy, works in the farm. And even on that day, he went to the farm and worked and everything. They were, quote unquote, giving charity the liquor for elections.
Oh, Krishna.
He went and drank in excess. He came back and he had a fall. And then the next day, he just left the body. I was like, just completely shocked. I have heard these things, but, as you were mentioning, what is the extremes of that? Of course, we can say it's not just because of that party or the charity, but it's the, free will choice of the living entity also and the destiny. But whichever is the case, we actually consider supposed to be charity or something, but how devastating it could be.
Yeah.
So, how and where to give. I think Prabhupada is writing about that Tirthavit. So that was really important for us to understand, because I was talking to colleagues and they were like, oh, you shouldn't be giving in charity because you don't know what's happening and what they do, because so much is going on. We don't know what is the right place to give also, even if someone is really sincere and want to give. So that way I'm really feeling, we have the opportunity.
Yes,
And
Mataji.
this temple construction, we know where it's going and we know what kind of devotees are working in that. So I was, really appreciating that. And then just one more thing I have come across probably 2 years back or something. I felt it's really nice. So I took a print of that. Just the principle of money management. So typically what we do is earn, spend, pay all the bills and payments, and then we won't have anything to save or give. So what they mentioned is earn, pay. So that's the first thing we have to do. Otherwise, we'll be out of home or electricity, whatever. And then the third thing is give.
Yeah.
So you have that in the budget, and then save, and then whatever is remaining, so spend in that. Because if we put the spend in first, we don't know what we are doing. We'll keep, unnecessary things and everything. So I thought it was really nice principle for us to follow as well as to share with the kids.
Yes, Mother. It's a kind of a give and take policy, right? That's a how much we can give, how much we can take, how much we can keep. That's important. In what way we can give. That's also right. Because there are so many people giving donations to institutions and schools and colleges and etc. I can tell you my experience. My uncle was he was the chief inspector of boilers and factories in Karnataka. He is a well-known person. So what his thought was, he's kind of an impersonal follower, and philanthropic works are more. So he donated the money to the colleges and schools, etc. But at the end of the day, what he got it is, even his house was not on his own. People cheated them. The right understanding is you can give it to the schools, but which is in needy. But it's not that we can create a college for somebody who is giving. They're already rich, and why should you pay them? We have seen this charity work nowadays, right? Even there are a lot of charity works going on. Microsoft, Bill Gates, he is also giving charity to many institutions. And many, there are, of course, there are using for certain things, but is that a purification? I don't know. It might be in the purification in the way of different, maybe Rajoguna or Tamoguna. But will that purify in you to cut your cycle of birth and death? I am not sure. It's not that. It might be just elevation to a different planetary systems, because more you do, you might even elevate to different planetary systems. But one thing recently I heard from Chandramali Maharaj, it was really scary and also touching. What he said was, say suppose we are here and we are giving so many things, pious activities and giving charity to elevation to the higher planetary system, etc. Suppose if somebody dies today and he goes to the higher planetary systems, okay, in this age of Kali, he goes there and the life there is 10,000 earth years. So when we go 100 years, there is 10,000 earth years, and by the time 10,000 years is done, he has to take birth again in the planet Earth, right? He'll come down anyway because he cannot elevate as it is. So he'll come down to the planet Earth. When comes down the planet Earth, what happens based on our Srimad Bhagavatam understanding? Another 10,000 years, there will be a golden age. After 10,000 years, Kali Yuga will advance, and there is no way, there is no devotee, no Krishna, nothing. After 10,000 years, everything is gone. What is that person going to do? Or, a person comes down from a higher planetary system to this planet again. How can he advance? Again, the repetitive cycle of birth and death starts. So take this advantage. Let's take this as a last life in our, for millions of years we have taken. Let's take this as a last birth and do the right way so that we can all go back to Godhead. Yeah, it was touching for me and it's also scary. Yes, what person goes to 10,000 years will come back? Where is the advancement? He has to go yuga after yuga after, because another 10,000 years, if nobody goes to Krishna, that means if nobody takes to Krishna consciousness, that's it. We are done. It's a scary part, dangerous thing. Yes. So it's important. At least that's why we need to have this preaching. We need to have this book distribution. Sometimes I feel I'm not doing anything nowadays, but yes, when the things get better, I think we should just start preaching again and more and more. Thank you, Mataji, for your sharing.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Gauranga. As Amritakali Mataji, you covered all the angles of this purport. But I must tell you a little bit of my experience requesting for a brick from one of my friends. Many friends I asked, but many affluent friends, but they don't want to give. And this Krishna conscious friend, she's a devotee of Krishna, I know, even though not inside ISKCON, but she's a very, very Krishna conscious person and hearing Bhagavatam, everything. And I asked her for a brick, and then she's saying, I have committed my funds to all, charities like sending kids to college or supporting poor families and everything. I cannot commit anything. Now she's saying, and then on my side, I am thinking, now I cannot preach to her immediately saying, oh, you must be Krishna conscious in selecting your charities, otherwise you will add so many pious credits to yourself or something like that, because she's her I know she pretty much knows about Krishna, this thing, and I thought it will be it will be an affront to her if I told her immediately, you must give your charity properly or something. I didn't have that kind of
it is difficult to say that, Mataji. The only thing is, yes, we need, because if you talk more, they might not even come to ISKCON.
Yeah, that's what. Anyway, she said, I will come and then I will make some donation to her, like that, she said.
Yeah. We can't, give them space. Yeah. And then we'll pray Krishna. One day there is one neighbor. He is a very pious person, and he follows kind of there is so many, South India, Andhra Pradesh, there Baba, there, I don't want to say, but anyway, he is very pious. When he is talking about when I say Krishna, he talks about his philosophy and technology, religious things, etc. I said, fine. I said, just visited. I told him to just visit because today is Janmashtami. It's very nice. Please come. He just came last year and with a family, and he saw the brick thing outside. I did not ask anything to him. Somehow, Krishna's mercy, he was touched and he sponsored one brick. That's it. So I did not even ask anything. I don't. So it's their own heart.
Yeah,
Krishna inspires for them inside.
Yeah.
So that's all. What we can do is bring them to Krishna.
Yeah.
That this is the question I asked a few days ago, right? Maharaj said, what is our principle? Bhagavad Gita is known to everyone. We'll give Bhagavad Gita to people, bring them to ISKCON. Yeah. We'll show the Radha Krishna deities. We'll show the Jagannath Baladev deities. Right? We'll give the culture, the right way of understanding. And once they are in, then we will tell them, hey, yes, you're right. You're already in the right place. Now you understand, without the mercy of Lord Nityananda, you cannot get Lord Chaitanya. And you cannot have, without the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, you cannot have Radha and Krishna. So it's hidden. So how do you get this? I was asking Maharaj, how can we do it? Because we are talking about 10,000 years of preaching, etc. What do we do, Maharaj? Yes, it's very, very good thing. But once people come, then we will give the right knowledge, right things. Then they will understand. So it's what we can do. We can do the best. Yeah. And rest to Krishna. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think it's 8 o'clock, 4 minutes already. If anybody has something, otherwise I think I'll stop. Please let me know. Lingaraj Prabhu.
Yeah, thank
there
you.
There are not many people here. Govind, Jayant Prabhu, anything? Govind Mohini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandvat Mata.
Prabhuji, today's class you bring up very very relevant topics, and I really liked the lecture. There is this I was thinking about when you said when sadhus go, they will cleanse the they are purifying the kshetras, right? And recently Maharaj was talking about Nityananda Prabhu, how he was doing the parikramas and all. He was visiting holy places, but he's purifying the places, preparing for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing it, he was excavating all the lost city of Vrindavan, lost glory, and all those, and the relevancy to the charity is, as Gruhastas, if we don't give charity, we don't have any other way to purify ourselves, because we are engaged in so many work-related things. We have to work with people outside. We are contaminated by so many passion, ignorance, and all these modes. So the only thing
even the money which is coming, we don't know. It is a good money, bad money. Right?
We don't know. So we are contaminated by all that, all that is flowing from all these different sources. And the only way to purify is to give charity. Correct. And that's the only Gruhastars are allowed to do that. They are not expecting charity from Brahmanas or Vanaprasthas or Sannyasis. Only Gruhastars are allowed to, because we are earning. The others are. So if we do charity, all other systems will be in balance also.
Yes, Mother.
Yeah. So
it's a perfect. That's why it is perfect society, and there is no anxiety.
Yes, Prabhu.
The whole thing, the Vedic culture brought it, right? At least we are trying to follow that. In that way, we'll also be purified and happy.
Yes. Yeah. But thank you for bringing up all these points, and it helped me to remember all that, and keep my consciousness, in the right place.
End of the day, everything is external, but bhakti sukriti, right?
Yes.
That even though we give charity, and people in the mode of goodness, in the Rajoguna and Tamoguna, what will they do? We'll go to the higher planetary system.
Yeah. So give right place is very, very important.
Right place is important. That's why I mentioned this another 10,000 years, then what can I do?
Yeah.
Oh, Krishna. No,
That's
better to be.
is a right opportunity for us. It's for
Yes.
our to purify. So
Correct,
every
Mataji.
grihastha has to do. So thank
Yes.
you so much.
Sure. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hari. All right. Anything last minute? Otherwise, I think Maharaj's class is also going on. I'm not sure. Anyway, Lingaraj Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. No, I was remembering yesterday, morning class, Maharaj was talking about charity. I think all the question answer session was on charity.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't even hear that.
False ego.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was trying to remember. The Amritakeli Mataji said, right? Somebody gave charity of liquor. I was trying. Like the way all points you explained and Bhagavad Gita, right? Charity in mode of goodness, passion, ignorance.
Correct.
So even the charity in mode of goodness is also, like, okay, yeah, I'm trying to do something, right? For my satisfaction.
Yeah, it has to be in the Shuddha Sattva, but people normally it's very difficult to, when we cannot say to everybody, Prabhuji, it's when the Maharaj kind of person says, at least it goes to the heart. It's very difficult, even in spite of following, as Sandhya Mataji said, no, I'm not going to give the brick. I have something else. I said, okay, what can we do? It's our our understanding, and Krishna has to inspire in our heart. We can tell them, that's all.
Thank you.
What else we don't have any authority.
I have one thing, Prabhu, to point out from that purport.
Yes,
it says that at the time of birth of the child, the administrative demigods and the past forefathers come to see the newborn, and that is therefore it is a good time to perform this charity.
Correct.
I was surprised that that a new visitor get that, a new arrival get that kind of importance, like even the past forefathers and administrative demigods are there. It's to bless a newborn. I'm so happy. I was so happy to know that one.
Yeah, but I don't know, in Kali Yuga we have not seen anybody coming.
No. Hare Krishna.
Even when we think about Krishna's pastime, right? The demigods were there. They come and visit. We hear all the stories, but nowadays the demigods also doesn't want to come because this is a very filthy place nowadays.
yes, Prabhu, I accept. Really, Hare Krishna.
I heard even I was asking few people when the Garuda Stamba in the temples, right? There is a long, even though the temple is have a gopuram and everything, the Garuda Stamba is taller than the temple sometimes. Why is it so? Then one of the devotees, I don't know exactly, it is right or wrong, but at least my understanding is when the demigods fly in the sky and they want to visit the Vishnu temples to get have darshan, then they will find out where is this Garuda Stamba. And based on the Garuda Stamba, they'll find out, oh, this is the temple. That's why they come, and then that's easy access for them to know, oh, this is temple. That's what they told me, but I don't know exactly it's right, wrong, not sure. But basically, that what means, yes, people, the demigods can even come. Even Jagannath, I heard, Lord Jagannath, they even come as a different. They have their own ways of coming and eating prasadam, something like that. Yeah, it is there, but we cannot see, right? Our eyes are completely different. It's difficult to understand. Anyway, at least from the scriptures, we know. At least we are getting benefited in many ways. Thank you, Mataji. All right, I think we'll stop.
Thank you.
Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnav vrindiki